Hi, I'm Ritika and I'm going to make my own film. Currently, I'm working on the screenplay and I've decided to read at least one book every month and share about it because I think reading is a very essential part of writing. Firstly, I like to read physical books over ebooks because I like to write my name on the very first page, and then I like to grab a pencil and underline sentences which I find pleasing. While reading, oftentimes my mind will begin to generate new ideas and thoughts, so I like to grab a sticky note and write those thoughts down and stick it in my book. I prefer having my own copy of a book because I cannot do all these things in a book borrowed from a friend. I think these habits have been engraved in me since childhood, which is why I feel more comfortable reading physical books. In April 2024, I read Tuesdays with Mori by Mitch Albom. So just imagine that you are busy with your daily life and suddenly one day you get to know that one of your favorite teachers from school or college has been diagnosed with a life-threatening disease, and you feel so guilty about being far away from them and not being in touch with them all these years. So you decide to visit them every Tuesday and talk about meaning of life. The lessons are in this book. Now, this actually happened with the writer of this book, Mitch, who visited his professor Mori every Tuesday, where they talked about different aspects of life and their degree of importance, like love, regret, forgiveness, fear of aging, money, death, and many more. Reading this book gave me an insight into various human emotions, the importance of love and belongingness in a human life. Oftentimes, it felt like I'm reading somebody's diary, as Mitch, who is the author of this book, and the student who had this experience with Mori began to talk about his own thoughts, observations, feelings, and the learnings he was having from the conversations with Mori. I found the writing of this book extremely powerful, as it made me tear up multiple times while talking about sensitive topics that we often overlook in our lives. Whenever something was making me cry, I was trying to analyze why a certain sentence or scene is making me feel so vulnerable. It made me realize that words are extremely powerful and that emotions are universal. This book was written in 1997 and it's still relevant in 2024, which shows how humans are still struggling with the understanding of belongingness and giving it more importance. I would like to share some of my favorite quotes from this book. The subject was meaning of life. It was taught from experience. No grades were given, but there were oral exams each week. No books were required, yet many topics were covered. I like these lines from the book Tuesdays with Mori because I believe that the greatest lessons are taught by life itself and by people who have had an experience of living. Certain things cannot be taught in classrooms and textbooks. The next quote is written in the acknowledgement section where Mitch writes that my appreciation to David, who often believes in me more than I do myself. I instantly related to this quote as sometimes when I'm being harsh on myself and start self-sabotaging, I begin to think that all these people on the internet who are supporting me so much believe in me more than I believe in my own abilities to pursue something. My days were full, yet I remained much of the time unsatisfied. I think most of us relate to this quote at some point in our lives because we keep on finding ways to think that something is missing in our lives, and we forget about how there are so many things that we can be grateful about. Mori says, taking just makes me feel like I'm dying. Giving makes me feel like I'm living. I would agree with Mori. Giving does feels like providing happiness to the soul like nothing else. Let me know if you have read this book. I'm also open to recommendations. Thank you for watching.